So I I came across some news and Marvel what? X of Swords. Quick video to go over it. I know normally I say cue the intro, but neither here nor there. So Marvel has the Empire event going on, which is their big event, I guess, to go up against Metal. I'm not getting Empire. I get this story. I just don't care. I know my comic book shop guy. He asked me that I wanted. I said no. I feel like they've kind of squandered Hulkling in that whole situation where they had something good. I don't think he's completely ruined or anything like that. I just think it's like they throw him in and he kind of off to the side, and I just didn't really care. So, but they got the Empire thing going on, and I do apologize for the shaky cam. I'm just holding it. Like I said, this ain't gonna be long. Uh, Now, while this is going on, Marvel does this thing where they make alternate comics covers that say released Wednesday or new comic day Wednesday. Why? Because DC did something different? Who cares? All I want you to do is make good comics. That's it. That's it. Just make good comics. No, they had to take a cheap shot because, everyone is trying to defend Diamond, even though Diamond left them in the dust as soon as the water got a little bit hot and kind of burned up everybody. But, everyone's like, Diamond's perfect. Loyalty to Diamond, which doesn't make any sense unless they're giving you extra money or something. So now we go to X of Swords. Now, I did a video previously about how to fix comic books, get more fans in there, and to do what. So, DC Comics has actually said they're going to cut down on books and be a little bit more strategic about it, which I think is fantastic. You can come up with new characters. You could do things. There's very easy ways. There are characters that could be popular enough, but maybe not over the top popular, like a Superman, Batman, Flash popular, but maybe more like, not like a Wally West popular, but maybe more like a Martian Manhunter level. So you put Martian Manhunter in a Justice League. Just to give an example. This way, the fans still get their stuff. Blue Beetle, you put him on a team. He has a popular following, but maybe he's not super popular right now. So you put him on a team, and you put him in like team up books, or you put him in other books and things. And this is how you use the characters, so fans can still follow their favorite characters, but you don't have to produce as many books, especially with the teams. Especially if you were slick. Unless it's those big moneymaker sellers, I would say take the other characters and only do them on the team. So this is the only place you get them. And then build them up that way. And then if fans really clamor for them, then come out with something. That's a great way to do it. This way the characters aren't being overutilized. You have room for other stories that you may want to do. And you just have a lot of room to do things and maybe do digital. And now you got these alternate things, the amazing story of Deceased. You got Metal, the Dark Metal right now. It looks pretty crazy. But that's not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is that X of Swords was originally supposed to be 15 books. Now it's 24. I'm hearing it has 2 preludes, which takes it to 26. And there's so many, it comes with a guidebook. Now, Empire is like a normal Marvel event. You don't have to get the side stories, even though every character is getting their own Empire story. You don't have to get the side story to get the main story. Usually the side stories for Marvel, at the same time, they will do this thing sometimes where they'll reference something and they go, well, you got to go read this book to get it. It's still a marketing ploy, but at least you don't have to. And then maybe later when you get like the trade or something, if you love the story, then you'll get the full spectrum of the story. That's why I'm starting to lean more towards trades, because I think it's ridiculous, all these books. So, okay, first and foremost, just 24 books by $3.99 is like $95, give or take. Now, the X books all talk to each other, so you have to get every single one of those books to get the full story. It's not like, hey, here's these 7 issues in the middle, and here's these sides on here, and here's this. Now, I do know Dark Knight Metal has added books, but it's all consuming. So the story that they have going on, except for their alternate worlds or a couple stories they may need to finish out, which I think now I heard that the Three Jokers is going to be an out of continuity story. I'm hearing. I don't know. I know Batman Catwoman is now called an out of continuity story, which I'm fine with. But this way, if you follow that story, you like it, great. You can still buy that story and it doesn't interrupt you. But if you're like, I don't care, I only care about main DC, well, now you know everything's going to go to Metal. Kind of like what they did with Age of Apocalypse. But the fact that that means that while things were opening up during this pandemic where multiple millions of people are out of work still, even with them opening places back up, there are still millions of people out of work, behind on mortgages, behind on bills, and behind on everything. And Marvel not only did not lower their prices, not only did they not back up some of their production, they ramped up production. So if you're an X-Men fan, but let's say you also like Avengers and stuff, and the Avengers are dealing with Empire, so now there's an Avengers story and there's an Avengers Empire story, right? And let's say you also like Thor and I don't know, Captain Marvel. That's your normal books that you're buying, right? And you get every book with those characters in them. So basically, Marvel's trying to just take over all your books. But Marvel, what are you doing? That means you made this decision when people were getting back and you were just thinking, well, I know a way to make a lot of money. Let's charge people who probably don't have the money to buy these books to do it. Why would you increase the books to 24 and you have to buy all 24 books? The way the X-Men titles work, they all intertwine. You can literally take the X-Men titles and take them completely out, like the X-Men movies. How the X-Men movies have none of the MCU in them, but they exist just fine on their own. It's the same thing. You could totally do that. But you have all these other events. You have other characters. Now, I did hear that the X of Swords is going to be a crossover event where there are going to be characters that cross over into each other's things. So now you might be just getting done Empire and doing this. It's the fatigue all over again. They're just going to do event after event after event. They're going to do this stuff. And don't get me wrong, X-Men is wonderful. And I'm so happy they've finally realized that people want mutants. And I actually like the Inhumans, but the level they were trying to take them, I don't think they work at their best at that level. I think they work at their best as the extras and things. And Inhumans are awesome. I mean, Kamala Khan. But seriously, guys, what are you smoking? So, this is one of the reasons why I'm not buying the X books. The other reason why is that because of that, they're changing characters, making some of them get with each other. Polynamus, Wolverine Cyclops thing, and I'm sorry, no, that's not Wolverine. I know some people probably going to be on here, you're a comics geek guy, blah, 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 blah. I no. There are certain things that characters are not. I don't have a problem with that, actually. Here's a little clincher for you, for the people that will try to start doing that, because apparently as soon as you don't like something that they have to immediately call you a name. Northstar is one of my favorite characters. I'm actually very angry that they just haven't used Northstar to represent the letter community, because I think he's the perfect character for it, especially after Northstar got married to his husband, the black guy. And Northstar is like this super speed character and stuff, and I think Northstar, that would be so cool. He flies, he does all this stuff, and I actually am very disappointed that Marvel doesn't use Northstar more often. I'm like, use the character you already have. He's been gay from the gate. He would be a perfect representation. And the editor go, oh, well, Iceman's more recognizable. Well, you make Northstar more recognizable. You give him awesome stories. You show Northstar's character and how amazing it is, and people will come. You got great gay character right there who would be freaking awesome. But instead, no. What you're going to do is you're going to make this X of Swords. The story already is kind of wonky. I mean, I thought it was cool in the concept. I was like, okay, a couple books? Sure. If it was like 10 books, I'm like, yeah, all right, all of them get swords and they got to fight these creatures. I mean, I think the premise ain't that bad. I know some people like the premise is dumb. I'm like, no, I kind of like the whole original Four Horsemen thing, and Apocalypse like is like, look, we got to fight these things, and this is why I created the Four Horsemen in the first place. And you kind of find out Apocalypse has also protected Earth as well as wanted to take over, so he's a multi-layered villain. Like, there's a lot of things I thought was cool as a premise, but I'm not buying 24 books. Besides the other things, just even if I was, just no, I would literally drop X-Men. That's what at $3.99? Y'all don't believe me. Got my handy dandy calculator. Cause I just guessed that it was like $95. So $3.99, $3.99 times 24. $95.76. And I said give or take. Sometimes I'm on point. Now, let's say you add in those tie-ins. 9 out of 10, those tie-ins are going to probably be more, or those prequel books, probably going to be more than $3.99 because Marvel does do that. So we'll say about 5. That puts you at 105. I swear there's another thing or two. And I know they said some other titles are going to mix in there, but I know there's and it's coming with a guidebook, so that way you're not lost, because they know there's so many titles that it needs a guidebook. I don't know if you're going to pay for that. So it says 105.76. We're going to say 106. $106 over the course of these months just for your X-Men books. That's not including if you get any other books. Hence why, when my comic book shop finally opens, I'm going to ask him to redo my pull list. Now, I have some books in there. I may take those books and I may, grab those books just to end them. But in all honesty, I'm more interested in crowdfunding now. I've been trying to back. I don't put them all on here. I try to. There's some Indiegogos and things that I want to do. And I love the fact that on Indiegogo, they have a lot of people are now putting it that through store. So even though I can't get it then because money's tight and they realize that, I'm gonna get them later, and I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna keep trying to get books. And I got books that are happening in July. One of the books I'm definitely going for is Sean Gordon Murphy's Plot Holes. I just haven't been able to back it yet because my money's been kind of tight. But I am, and I want it. I wanted to do another book, but I ran out of time and they cut it, and I wish I could have. But I'm not made of money, just like the rest of a lot of people. But I'm doing my best. But I'd rather get all the swag, all the stuff, get these books and enjoy them, and start not taking up as much space than taking up a bunch of space that have books I'm probably not going to read, or a few of them that I'm just losing interest in. So, altogether, my plan is this. I'm planning on getting about 8 books throughout. Now, I can say one of them is going to be Judge Dredd, 2000 AD, and Savage Dragon, because I normally get it, but Savage Dragon sometimes comes in consistent for me. But those are the two right there. I'm going to do 3 Marvel books and 3 DC books. A lot of them, if I'm really interested in the story, I'm just going to buy the trade later. But I already wrote down the books that I want. But that's what I'm going to do. That's just how I'm gonna get my multiple 3 Marvel, 3 DC, and those 2, and that's 8 books, and that's all I'm getting. And it's not gonna be an X-Men book. They're not gonna be a team. If I'm interested in a team like the Terrifics, I was getting the Terrifics actually as a comic for a bit, and I think it stopped because something happened, or I remember we were doing something. No, I just buying the Terrifics and trade. If I'm really interested in a book and I don't want to add the book because of money, I'm going to just wait for the trade and go to one of the cheap trade sites, or check Amazon or something, or go in my shop, because sometimes they have sales. And I'm going to buy the books, and I'm going to get them that way. If it's a really book that I'm like really, really about, then yeah. But I'm now way more into crowdfunding in the indies, because these people are pouring their hearts out into these books, and they need support because the comic industry needs more voices. And I really do think that this is insane. So if you tell me in the comments if y'all think that it's okay for them to come out with 24 books at $3.99, and I'm guessing, I know a couple of them probably gonna be more. I think that's wrong. I think Marvel, just go check out my video on how to fix comics. comic books need to go back down to, I mean, honestly, they need to go down really to be like $2. I don't see them being worth more, but I know job, life, all that stuff. So at least $2.99. But this is nuts. So y'all tell me. This is Geek Protagonist. You stay safe, you stay healthy, stay real. I'll see you. Marvel, I really think you need to think your stuff through. Hey, thank you for visiting my channel. This is the Geek Protagonist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, it'll really help me out in the channel if you actually share these videos. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that bell notification. Hit it, click. This way you won't miss any of my videos. Also, there's a thing on there that says personal and all. Hit the all. This way you'll get them every time for the notifications. I'm trying to, grow, trying to do commentary about what's going on. And I want to thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real. This is the Geek Protagonist. I'm out, and I'll see you.